This week we want to find government documents or government sources of information. One of the best ways to do this is through the library catalog. After you have entered the library catalog, choose your search type. Today I'm going to search the keyword Boolean search and enter terms about sleeping and the use of drugs or medicine. My search terms are sleep with the catalog's truncation code, a question mark, as well as drug or sleep. Recall that synonyms are grouped within parentheses. We can use the quick limit feature to narrow our results to government documents. This will help us find items in the physical library as well as government sources on the internet. Naturally, a majority of current government information can now be accessed online. Use the Sort Results By box and choose Publish Date Descending. If you started your search from the library's homepage, this feature may not work. That is why I always click on the Search button rather than enter terms in the Library Catalog tab on the library's homepage. This first result may be the most promising. Let's take a look at it. Notice the Access field on the left. It shares a link to a government web page. Right in the title, it talks about the use of sleep medication by sex and family type. If you are looking for information about the abuse of sleeping pills, then this information may help us understand which groups of people may be most susceptible to abusing sleep medications. If we use the Control or Command keys plus the F key, we can find words on the page. Entering medication or even MEDIC will let us know where that appears. Another place to find government sources of information is on usa.gov. With similar search terms, we can see results are all limited to websites with a .gov domain. Medline Plus is a great health website. For the average person without a health science background or education, this is the place to go to find reliable information. In the early days when the internet was new, health professionals and government workers were concerned about websites providing unreliable health information. They worked to establish Medline Plus as a reliable source of information for the average person. It even provides links to a surgery video for a living donor kidney transplant, so when my brother donated his kidney to our little niece, I could go and see what the doctors would do during an operation like this. On the usa.gov results page, it appears that the first result may actually be the most relevant, particularly if you are interested in the results of abusing sleep medication. Back on the results page, let me give you a word of warning. Many of the results in usa.gov or even Google may point you to PubMed. You can see in this link that it says PubMed in the web address. When we click on this PubMed result, we can see the entry in this database with the abstract. Remember that an article index or database may just give information about something rather than providing the full text. PubMed links out to websites that may contain the full text. PubMed does not publish these articles, so these are not considered government sources of information and will not count as a government source for this week's assignment. In perhaps the smallest font on the page, you will likely find the scholarly journal title, which is often peer-reviewed. These journal titles are often abbreviated, but if you hover over the title with your cursor, you will see the full journal title. If you find a great PubMed article on your topic, save it for later. You can use it on your final project. It may even count as an open access article for this week's assignment, if you can get to the full text without paying for it or using the ISU resources to access it. Consider searching for government sites on Google. Enter the word site, that's SITE with a colon, then .gov or a specific website. The CDC is a great place for searching for health information. CDC stands for Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Notice that all the results on this page come directly from the CDC's website. They have a search box on their website that works just the same. Look for the author information at the bottom of the page. In this case, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is the author. However, do not stop there. Back at the top, we can see the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, as well as the National Center for Health Statistics, are also authors of this information. Be sure to read and understand how to document government sources according to your chosen reference style. On the Google site, we can search all government sites by deleting CDC from the search. Again, many of the search results may come from PubMed. There are 5 on this page alone. These will not count as government sources for this week's assignment. To pull out the PubMed results, just add a hyphen and the word PubMed without a space. The hyphen is Google's not operator and excludes results with those words. Why and when should we use government sources of information? The United States Government Printing Office claims to be the largest publisher in the world. Each branch and department of the government publishes information to record their actions, educate the public, and promote their services. The government has a lot to offer, such as travel information, farming and gardening information and programs, government leaders' contact information, economic information like starting your own business, plus much more. If you are searching for the number of inmates in Idaho's prisons, as well as their crimes, you would do well to search the Idaho Department of Corrections site. Many workers in government, such as those who work for the National Institutes of Health, have advanced degrees. They often work hard to create useful reports for the public on important issues within their sphere of authority. Can you think of other reasons why government sources are good ones to use? As always, we recommend that you apply the CRAP test questions to all sources of information, but government sources often offer information you can use. Sources we have discussed in this video can be accessed in the Government Information Searching page of our Moodle course. We showed how to find government information in the library catalog, Google, Medline Plus, and usa.gov. As you can see, you can find even more information in these other sources. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please email me or the teaching assistant. Hope you have a good day, and we'll see you in the forums.